The Bronx is the bluest of New York City's boroughs, and the only borough with a Hispanic majority. President Biden got 83% of the vote here in 2020. But now the Biden campaign is seeing polls coming out saying President Trump is gaining traction with voters of color, even younger voters. So I came to the Bronx to put a face on the numbers, and I was shocked by what I heard on the streets. Do you think that President Biden is doing a good job with the economy?
No, he's not doing nothing to support nobody.
Is he doing a good job? Yes or no?
No. I can see we're all going to be in the streets homeless.
Biden and his press secretary said that prices are going down. Is that your experience or is that not true?
No, that is definitely not true. Prices are definitely going up. I used to go across the street to Fordham to go get me a meal. I can't even get me a meal because that meant $20.
Minority communities, we're not seeing the improvement. There's inflation with everything, food, gas, insurance prices. I mean, you name it.
Bidenomics is not working. It's just a complete mess. It's a disaster. Especially here in New York City, we're feeling it very hard.
If you could say anything to Biden right now, who says that the economy is improving, especially in black and brown communities, what would you say to him?
That's lies. I believe that's lies. Heavy lies on that, for sure.
Do you think that somebody else besides Biden should be president?
Yes,
next
of course,
time?
Of course. Bring back Trump.
Tell me why.
We had money. We had money when Trump was president.
Free my son Trump. Free my son Trump. Trump 2024, everybody. Trump 2024.
That's crazy. And we're here in the Bronx.
I'm gonna vote for Trump if he runs because I feel like it was much better when he was here financially for everybody. Not just me, for everybody.
I'm definitely voting for Donald Trump. He made sure we had money in our pockets. He was for the people. He made sure we had what we needed. I feel like everything will go back to how it was. I mean, ever since he's been out of office, everything's declined.
When Trump was president, my life was good. Economical-wise, I was doing so much better.
They're saying it's going to be Biden-Trump, so who will you vote for?
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna have to go for Trump. Sorry.
I'm going to go for Trump. Trump. Always Trump.
Here, let me see. Who are you voting for?
Trump.
Feeling the pain of price hikes is one thing, but the show of open support for former President Donald J. Trump on the streets of the Bronx was very surprising. And it's the sort of thing that has Biden campaign strategists looking very carefully at the messaging around Bidenomics as we get closer to 2024.
Well, now, isn't that special? As a church lady would say, could it be? Wait for it. Could it be Trump? Of course. All that loving, all that fanfare, all that support coming from the Bronx, yo, as they would say down in the Bronx. I mean, heavily Hispanic, a beautiful, eclectic community of minorities and other immigrants all mixed in together. And they are giving their unwavering, undying support for the former President Donald J. Trump. And I think that Newsmax reporter was a little bit shocked and surprised to see the level of support that Trump is gaining, that Trump is garnering from, I guess you could say, immigrant communities all around the country, but especially in places that are deep blue. Now, obviously, I mean, it's still deep, heavily blue. But for the county, I think that previously had voted 83% for Biden at 17% for Trump, I think that is going to top 25, maybe even hit 30%. We already are seeing that among blacks, Trump's support, where he had 12% in 2020, is certainly, I think, is going to top 20%, if not hit 20 in the, low to mid 20s. And then his support among Hispanics is going to rise. I think he's going to top, he might even approach Bush-like numbers. So there's that. And you have to understand one thing. Although the Bronx, it's not in flyover country, it's still a part of flyover country. Those supporters of Donald Trump are a part of flyover country. They're not country club class. They're little old country class, living in the big city, but they have country type values. They want to raise their children with country type values out in the country. That's what they want to do. They just want to be left alone. They don't want to be told what to do, what to wear, what to eat, when to get up, when to go to sleep, what car they can drive, what foods they can eat, how much salt they can have, whether or not they can have a soda, whether they can upsize or double size. They don't want any of that. They just want to be left alone. Let them work their job or jobs. And as they were talking about in terms of where economically they were doing so much better when Trump was president. And that's true. I think there was a statistic that was out there during the Trump presidency that during the Bush years, families were making about an extra $400 over preceding years in terms of income. With Obama, it was about every family got like about $1,000. With Trump and his tax cuts, that number jumped to about $7,500 in a family extra a year, folks. And that's what you heard over and over and over and over again from these residents of the Bronx. Saying what? That they had money in their pockets, that they could afford things. Like the lady said, she can't even go across the street because it's going to cost her $20 for that meal. That probably when Trump was president, it was probably somewhere around $7 or $8 for that meal. Or maybe it was about doubling. That's going to hurt people's pockets. It's going to hit them right where it hurts, in their wallet, in their purses. And these people, as we said before, as you saw it for yourself, they probably were Obama voters, Biden voters. And what really, truly sort of shocked me a little bit, not that it should, but just a little, these people were quite odd. They were using language and stuff like Bidenomics, talking about, where it was hurting them, inflation. So when the mainstream media basically is out there trying to portray that the economic situation is very rosy, these people, down to earth, salt of the earth, everyday Americans just going about their business, trying to earn a living, going home to their families, trying to put 3 square meals on the table, a roof over their heads, send their kids to school, hopefully stay away from violence, and just trying to stay safe for them and their families. These are the people that are talking about real life issues, what we call kitchen table issues, and how it's affected them to the downside during the Biden administration, whereas when Trump wasn't president, they had money, they had extra spending power, and that's what they had. Anyways, folks, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I've been your host, Dr. Nasir. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, like, share, and follow us. Let us know what you think below. Check out the links to our other videos. I'll leave you with my final thought, which is, when you're right, you're right, and when you're left, you're wrong. Until next time, folks, take care and stay safe.